heightened awareness. These moments in time, they heighten our awareness so we could pay attention. And when you do so, you'll see the hand of God move. It's a powerful time. You know, on my journey, I'm in a heightened state of awareness right now. But it's, listen, that's what we've been going through in the past few years. Everyone has been in a heightened state of awareness. You know, we kind of go about our life running off of the subconscious programs. You know, if you think about it, you might just be driving the car and it's just a regular day, and you're driving for like 10 minutes and you look around and you say, how did I get here? So you're kind of running off the subconscious. So when you are at a calm state, you're not kind of really paying attention. You might be daydreaming or thinking about something else. But in a heightened state of awareness, you are noticing all the sounds, all the movements, all the little nooks and crannies. You know, a lot of us have been under a lot of pressure in the past 4 years. Have you been in a lot of pressure? And this was a way for people to see clearly. You know, we all maybe saw some things going back to 2020, and then each year more and more and more. You know, this is the event. And the event is the expansion of human consciousness. And you might be getting this message today, and you could say to yourself, you know what, I'm so much more conscious and aware of things that I didn't realize. I was getting that matrix programming. I was doing the matrix 9 to 5. Today we're going to understand spiritual warfare. We're going to understand the placebo and nocebo effect, the heightened awareness, and who you should pay attention to, because the timeline depends on it. It's good to see you all. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the Ascension journey, and I make it relevant for everyday life people. And right now, a lot of everyday life people, millions of people are dealing with a lot of stress, dealing with a lot of traumas. And we have a massive Hurricane Milton. And, you know, a lot of people are questioning it. You know, when I used to teach the kids back in school, you know, the hurricanes always came from Africa, came from the oceans, right? All of a sudden we had one coming the other way. It was funny. It was a synchronicity. You know, we talked about you're going the wrong way the other day. Remember that? You're going the wrong way. Real human being 777, I appreciate you. We appreciate you, Uncle Mike. Thanks for everything you do. Much love. I appreciate you. So, you know, people are starting to question things. People are saying, how are these things happening? You know, how are we getting to this place right now? And this is not only God allows certain things to a certain degree, and you know, we have many powerful light warriors that are part of this community, and one of them texted me last night and gave me a very powerful message, and you know, she sent it to me, and I was reading it, and it really is so important and relevant, and this is the message that we're getting. And you know, I've been sharing over the past few days that, you know, when you have faith in God, when you put your faith in God, a lot of people put the faith in the matrix. No, they put the faith in the matrix. They got to listen to this matrix person or that matrix person, but they're actually not going directly to the source. They're not actually going directly to God. This is a time period of differentiation where people will return to God. Remember, you have to do things yourself. You have to take ownership. We talk about balance and alignment on this channel. But how are you going about it? Are you going about it the natural ways, the nature boy, woo, the nature ways, or is there some other weird stuff going on? A lot of us are kind of sitting back in this heightened state of awareness, and we're starting to look at all these little things. And I've shared this before. There are two versions of everything. It literally is almost like there's two timelines. So where you place your attention, pay attention, where you place your attention, that's going to become your reality. That's the timeline, kid. So we have to be very focused at this time. So I was shared this last night. What does Milton tell us about God? Suffering comes from Satan and sinful ways. God is perfect and working to overcome evil. God created people with free will in order for us to have a true relationship with Him. He allows us to stand or fall. You know, I've been talking about free will for a long time, and to see this right now, this is a free will period once again. And when you have the faith in God, are you ready to stand? Are the lions ready to rise? The royal family's here. Are the lions ready to rise? You have to stand up. You have to say, I don't consent. I don't consent to the negative things that are done to the earth, to humanity. You have to say no more. You have to have faith in God. Because God, I'm telling you right now, through firsthand experience, you could stand up against pretty much anything. When you have the inexhaustible belief in yourself, when you put your faith in Almighty God, everything, it just kind of works out somehow. So it is a very powerful time period. And you will choose to stand or fall. And you will stand with the backing of God, or you say, well, why fall? Or say, oh, you know better? Okay, you go. You know, a lot of us, you know, you might be a spiritual warrior, and you know the ins and outs, and you move in the image of God, and you say, oh, okay, you go figure it out. You go over there and figure it out. See how it goes out. See how it turns out for you. You know, in this reality, in this society, and I know there's a lot of new people to the channel, you know, but I did a video on this. Everyone's looking for the quick fix. Give it to me now. Like that kind of energy, right? And you know, there's all these shortcuts and so on and so forth, but it doesn't last the test of time. A lot of the illusions, these things don't last the test of time. And that's a state that we're in right now. What is truthful? What is authentic? And you, so, and again, some people might say it's spiritual woo-woo stuff, and okay, you go over there. We're gonna take control of our reality over here. And what are you paying attention to? How are you controlling your reality? What's the mindset that you have? What's the broadcast that you're setting into the quantum field that is going to come back to you? You know, I talk about Ascension symptoms on this channel. And when we are changing our frequency, our physical body has to change. It happens. And then you get tired. It's not a pleasant thing. And then you might have stomach pains and this and that. And you lay down. You got to sleep extra and all these other things. But our reality is going to change. And we have to be focused. We have to understand truth and what is maybe fear. Now, I share about the Hawkins scale of consciousness. Each and every one of us need to really, you know, I told, I've done several videos on it. I did a very long one with our Patreon community. I said you should literally take the Hawkins scale of consciousness, right? Write it down, right? Maybe get a little one. Keep it in your pocket. Yeah, keep it in your pocket. And then when these people that come into your life and you say, okay, what are they saying? What are they doing right now? And then you go to the Hawkins scale of consciousness. Oh, I see fear, guilt, and shame. I got to get away from. I got to get away from this individual. You know, that's why they teach you how to spell in school, because you're casting spells with your words. If you're a man, a woman of God, you know the power of I am. Everyone could write I am in the chat right now. It's the power of I am. What you speak, you're speaking into reality. You got to speak strongly. And then there's the casting of the spell, the gloom, the doom, the fear, the guilt, the shame. You got to watch out for those as well. You have to go very deep. You have to, and a lot of people have been doing this. That's why we have this very event that's causing a heightened sense of awareness right now. Yeah, and I've been sharing over that. My heightened sense of awareness, it's through the roof. And you might be empathic. So you are with a collection of millions of people. And you might be in Australia. We got people in Australia. And you might be picking up on this right now because we're part of the collective. You know, organisms of the same species pick up on, this is known. So it's not some spiritual woo-woo thing. If there's something going on within organisms of the same species, we pick up on it, right? We're picking up on it, and it happens with the animals. We have gotten way far. We've gotten far away from God. We've gotten far away from nature. These are the natural ways. And you know, yesterday we did a very powerful prayer to help, you know, maybe weaken this storm so that less people, right? Less and less people will be affected. And we have to always keep an open mind, right? Like certain things like this, it kind of cleanses. We get it, but we don't want devastation. But just the rain itself, it kind of cleanses. It goes into the ground, right? All the water goes down, water goes down, fills it up. Look at all the vegetation that's growing, right? We're following along. The rain is coming in. It fills it up, brings life back. It cleans the air out, right? But again, we don't want to have a very powerful wind to cause devastation, but there is a cleansing effect. Even when you just go out and it's a windy day, you can kind of feel it, and you feel something's going on. So it's so important. It's so important right now to pay attention, because like we've been seeing this over the past couple of years. You know, last night on YouTube, you know, all random, things come up. Obviously, Hurricane Milton is a big thing. And I saw this meteorologist from Tampa, and he gave a very rational report. Coney Island Mermaid, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hold the fort down in Coney Island. I appreciate you. I love you. Love you, Coney Island Mermaid. So you're going to see a lot of people out there. That's why, you know, I hold the standard. I know there's hundreds of thousands of people that watch our everyday lives. Pretty soon, millions of people. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate that very much if you hit that subscribe button and share it. So I watched this guy. He was a meteorologist from Tampa last night, and he gave a pretty rational report. And, again, a 3 is still kind of strong. But when you sit back, right, and you know, we have to really be realizing of manifestation with our thoughts. What are you paying attention to? So, you know, there's a lot of things, but I felt I want to listen to this man's report. And, you know, he's in Tampa, and he explained it, really broke it down, said it's going to be a 3, and you know, but it still could cause damage. But the report he gave was very rational, kind of resonated with me. And then they made a short of this on Facebook. I saw this lady, Rachel, from MSNBC, and she put this meteorologist that was crying and saying the devastation and, oh, this is terrifying, and going on and on and on, and it's catastrophic and all. So you have to be really mindful. And if this resonates, hit the like button so others will see this. You know, maybe it's not about the biggest mouth, but maybe it's just about listening to, you know, people that are just calling it how it is. So, yeah, you got to step away from fear-mongering, step away from these things. And it's really been an interesting time period. You know, I talk about individuals that are not the nicest in spiritual communities. Do you know them? Do you know that there's a lot of people that aren't so great in spiritual communities? And if you don't, we should become conscious and aware of this, because you could get driven the wrong way. You could get driven the wrong way. Very interesting. You know, this is a community. Please always participate in the comment section. But over the last few days, I've seen it. This ain't my first rodeo. I've seen this for years. But you know, when you start to see what's called the content of character, do you know about the content of character? So you read the comments, and you start to see what a demon is. Release doors. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. It's time to release. It's time to open all the doors. It's time to open up the doors. Let's write it down. Time to open up the doors. The doors of abundance. The doors to the new earth. In order to get to the new earth, we have to go through this time period. And it's really a test in faith. That's what it is. You know, and I've even had people with truthful concerns, because they were looking at maybe a news in a different state telling me what's going on. I said, this is not going on. I said, this is not going on. And then I don't want to hear it, because I don't want to bring it into my life, because I'm conscious and aware of that. I don't want to hear this negativity, because I don't want to bring it into my life. Okay, we got tons of people here. We got plans. We know what's going on. So it's so important to know this. Release doors. Thank you again. Honor to you, Michael. Been watching for a long time. I always come back even if I drift. You are needed here. Man, real talk. You're a rock, brother. I appreciate you. It's my honor. And that's okay. It's just part of our journey, you know. Like we all go through time periods. You know, this is yeah, I really view the channel like a revolving door. You know, we come and go as we please. You know, so it is that's just how the world is. You know, there are certain time periods. That's why you always got to listen to yourself. What is needed at the time? I go through this phase as well. I've even shared there was a time period I was in a very dark place, a lot of chaos going on, and I, with a sense of urgency, you know, please listen to this message, because you might go through a time period like this. I was in a place where it was like a dead end to the timeline, and I didn't know the next steps. So I got into this like I could not listen to anyone talk. And all I listened to was solfeggio frequencies. We got a few of them on the channel page, a 528 hertz frequency. And I couldn't listen. I had to figure things out. I had to go into this deep state. I couldn't listen. I didn't want to hear anything. I definitely didn't want to hear fear and trauma and all this other stuff. Maggie, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Cheers to you. You as daughter, I appreciate you. Good to see you again. Thank you, Michael. After the storm comes the Rainbow Warriors. Oh yeah, the Rainbow Warriors are here, baby. We're ready to go. But no, this is the time period that we're in. So as I was saying, I was at a place where I didn't really know the next steps, and I couldn't listen to anything, and I had to just listen to you know, just music or sounds, music without even words, and it was such a powerful time. You know, last year I went through something, my own personal storm. And I knew that I went on that journey, and I had to have faith in God, and I had to have the inexhaustible belief in myself, which means I had to do work. I actually had to do it. I went into isolation, and I worked every single day. So these are the characteristics. These are the things that we have to take on to our lives. So when you think about what is in the world, I see a lot of things, but people still don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. Listen, there are things that are great. They're important, but it's still incomplete. And again, there's everything out there. You want to hear the word of God, you got to sit by yourself. It's true. I share through firsthand experience. You'll never hear it. You can't hear it with the chaos. Yeah, sometimes we go through chaos, but then we have to get into that. It really stay focused and tight. It's time to stay focused and tight. And we will be delivered from evil. You can write that in the comments as well. Deliver us from evil. Evil are things that are going backwards, the opposite of life, going the wrong way. Ascension is not left or right, it's up. We're going up. We're going up now. And you don't want to be dragged down. You know, when I looked at the words, and it said God created people with free will. Free will. You choose the relationship that you have. Free will is so important, and a lot of people don't, they want to memorize all this nonsensical stuff. There's a lot of good things. I'm here to tell you, you have to sort. God sorts, then you have to sort. You have to go out there. You have to say, you know what, this stuff is really good. It's really powerful. Oh, this might be some spiritual nonsense, BS over there. You have to sort it out. There's a lot of sorting that's happening. And the more that you move in the image of God, the more that you don't live in fear, the more that you live with love, true love. Not gaslighting love, not conditional love, true love. When you move with true love, that's it. That's it. So powerful. And I shared it last night. If you're subscribed to the channel or not, you go over the community tab. You check that out because strangers will show up. I don't even know you, but I know you. Right? Oded, speaking about Oded, I love you, brother. Lions of Zion already. Yeah, the Lions are here. Get the Lions going in the chat. Yeah. No, so once you kind of break free of all of the matrix construct, subconscious programming, you start to see a totally different field. I did a YouTube short by the fort. I said you got to have a higher vantage point. When you have a higher vantage point, then you start seeing the bigger picture. And sometimes we can't see because we're literally in the storm, literally. So, but sometimes we have to hold calm, know that we're divinely protected, and just go through it. But I'm like all of you. I see nonsense, and any person that is, I appreciate that. All right, this channel is my go-to. Make this your go-to channel. I appreciate that comment so much. You see how excited I get? I know that this when you are going to have a calling, and when you're in your calling and you're doing it, it's just like it's the energy that you have. It's so important, so important. Move forward knowing, have a knowing. And you're going to see this. You're going to get more sensitive. They're going to tell you, especially our men, they're going to tell you, don't be sensitive. Don't be sensitive. No, you got to be sensitive. And the more sensitive you are, you're picking up on things. You could say, oh, that's fake, or there's something's wrong with this, or this person, the words, clairsentience. We talk about clairsentience, having discernment, so important. So you have to say, oh, this is not, and once you know, I talk about the Sigma archetype on this channel. Some people use the Sigma male, but there's the Sigma female as well, so I like to call it the Sigma archetype. You are a man or a woman of principle, and you will not be moved because you have God inside of you. God is literally inside of you. Within your DNA receptors, when you know God is a frequency, there's even videos on it. God is a frequency. The light goes into the DNA receptors. You have to believe it. Now's the time. Now is the time. The pressure's on. Heightened sense of awareness. Heightened sense of awareness. That's how we're giving birth right now. We're going to stir them up a little bit with this pressure. and the pressure, what does the pressure do? The pressure helps us give birth. We've been talking about that. This is the year that we're giving birth to something here. We give birth. And sometimes this added pressure is allowing us to give birth. If that resonates, hit that like button. We'll get more people on this live stream. The more pressure, sometimes we need that pressure. And that pressure is allowing us to give the birth, to birth something into this reality. To say no more. To say no more to the nonsense. When you know, you say, hey, I know what they're doing. I know what's going on over there. You know, the other day, I see a beautiful angel in this chat right now. You know, I talked about, I spent a lot of time in Daytona. I know she's there. And, you know, we're saying some prayers because, listen, I'm seeing what's really going on. They say, oh, we're going to send help to this place and that place. And then I go and I see Daytona still destroyed 2 years later. What a disgrace. Where's the help going? Someone let me know in the comment section. Where is the help going? Why is it still destroyed over there? Someone's got to wake up. I love you. You're an angel. No, but it's true though. People have to be awake and aware of these things. This is still, and now we have something else coming. So we got to shut it down. We got to make sure that coastline is not, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Some people like to write the comment, I'm just here for the realness. You could write that comment. Where is the help? Where is the assistance? Where is, someone's got to let me, I got to ask the question. We got to ask questions. We got to keep asking questions. It's the first step in science. We got to ask questions. That's the first step. Ask the question. You got to ask the question. People aren't asking questions. They're just going along. They're running on subconscious programs. That's what the heightened sense of awareness, the lesson goes full circle. You like how the lessons go full circle? We got to have the heightened sense of awareness. And now we're asking the questions. And again, this is just part of my life. I'm sure there's other places too that had devastations over the past couple of years, and it's still sitting there. Where's the funds going? Where's the help for the people? That's just what I know. Maybe you know a different place. You could write in the comment section. This is our community. It's ridiculous. I'm sitting there. I'm looking. This is 2 years. It's still destroyed. Ohio, heart of the USA, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Isn't it great, Lisa? When you drive into the main beach, there's a big sign. It says Daytona Beach, world's most famous beach. I love it. Every time I go over there, I feel like it's vacation. But I'm going to be honest with you. The last few times when I'm there, it's like a dead energy. You know, it's terrible. It's terrible. So remember, this is not about you. Like they're going to say, oh, you have to do this. No. Where are the systems that are supposed to help us? Hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth. Where are the systems that are supposed to help the people and the land? And they're still sitting there 2 years later. And the energy is that it's not there no more. It's not there no more. And people have to raise awareness. Where's it going? Some people in the chat know where it's going. It's literally ridiculous, especially when you know real life people that are still sitting there like that. You're here for the realness, right? No, that's that. Listen, I strive to be the most authentic that you could find. That's the standard. We have a mission statement. We're gonna write a mission statement. The most authentic channel there is. That's what it's gonna be. No, where did it go? So that's why we have this storm right now. That's why I'm in the storm right now, so that the heightened sense of awareness. Please share the shift out of this video today so we could get people to see what's going on. We got to get rid of the fear. We got to get rid of the guilt and shame. We got to have accountability. We got to have responsibility. That's the true ascension. That's the true spiritual awakening. Not so I could get a Lamborghini, to go to the Starbucks, to order my macchiato. Spirituality. That's what it is. A lot of this is getting back to the basics. I talk about getting back to the basics. Humanity's got to get back to the basics. You got to get back to the basics. We all got to get back to the basics. And when you get back to the basics, all of a sudden, things start working out. It's vibrational frequency. And I heard about that, Amy. No, but it's true, though. That's what they do. And again, I just call everything how it is on this channel. If you can afford it, you want to strive to get it, go for it. But people have to understand these things. This is not the meaning of life. It's not the most important thing, because a storm could come and wipe everything away. And what a disgrace it is. You know, I did a video, it's really blowing up on YouTube 2 days ago. And the part of the discussion was, you know, they told us on CBS News that they have lasers that why isn't it shut down? Why do we even still have storms if you're saying that we have it? I got to ask the question though. I got to ask the question why my people are in the line of fire right now. I got to ask these questions why I know people that are sitting in 2 hours of traffic running for their lives when this boom, you shut it down. There's a famous quote. Ready? Society is judged by how they treat their most vulnerable. Figure it out, smart people. Figure it out. Ohio Heart, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Lord, line up the USA, the government of God. Yeah, it's the government of God. It's the kingdom. Yeah. Yeah, they got everything. They got the kingdom payroll. They got it all already. It's waiting for you. It's coming out of the quantum. It's true. Yeah, no, we got to start asking more questions and getting the answers. Always ask the question. I used to tell my students all the time, you always got to ask questions. There's going to be people out there, they're going to say, oh, you're stupid for asking questions. I told them you got to ask questions. Everyone should comment that, ask the question. Because I'm telling you, because when you observe behaviors, you're seeing, and kids do it, now adults do it. Adults are more kiddish than the kids. The kids are more adults than the adults. Are you witnessing this as well? We're seeing adults act like kids. What the heck's going on out there? No, but I tell people, you got to start asking questions. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of people that try to gaslight you because you're asking a question. Start asking the questions. It's the first step in science, is ask the question. It doesn't stop. I taught it for 17 years. Ask the question, and we're going to do it for 100 years. We're probably going to live to 200 years old, so this is just going to, it just keeps going. There's no retirement. You just keep doing it. You just keep doing it. No, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The kid and Dolores. So I always refer to Dolores Cannon. You know, you say, how'd you learn some of this stuff? Dolores Cannon, tremendous woman, so powerful. She talked about the Indigo children Let's go. Oh, look at the Indigo. Let's get the Indigo going. Let's get the Indigo hearts in the chat. You might be an Indigo child. And again, it comes in as waves. That means you could have been an Indigo child that was born in the 80s, the 90s, so on. But they were coming in. And now there's a wave of them. Now there's a wave of them. Highly advanced souls walking the earth right now. Highly advanced souls. You're seeing a cleanse that's happening. It's happening right now. A shift that's happening right now. Oh, I know it. I know it. Yeah, the Indigo adults are here, but you were an Indigo child at some point. Beautiful Indigos that are here. You got to be strong, you know. And again, I'm like all of you, and this is one of the lessons. You say, what are the lessons that you had to learn, Uncle Mike? You know, is really standing up and not getting the fear, because you are a nice person. We are good-hearted people, but you're going to see this. It's just society right now. You know, I could share a video helping people doing this, and you're going to see this negativity that pops up. It pops up. You ever see that meme? I love our Facebook. We have Facebook. The link is in the description. You know, connect on Facebook. It's Ace Ventura. You know Ace Ventura? And he's coming out of the elephant, like the elephant's popping him out of his butt. And he goes, this is when they show up in the comment section. It's Ace Ventura coming out. That's what they are. That's what they are. You can't even think about this. It's like a little flea. You got to keep going. You got to keep teaching. You got to keep growing. You got to stay. No, it's true, Lisa, right? Look, the chat is blowing up right now. Here they come. Right, we have a good time on Facebook as well. We got TikTok. I'll go live on TikTok. I might go live on TikTok tonight. Talking. No, we're growing the community like never before. And that's why I appreciate all of you. It's really, it's growing through the people. Like if you're hearing my voice right now, hit that like button. We'll get even more people on here. It's a positive feedback. Let's just smash that like button. I appreciate that. But this time period, I'm in a heightened sense of awareness as I'm watching tons of rain come cascading down. It's banging on the roof, and I'm in it right now. But like this is actually helpful for me. But you know, this is how we transmute the energy and being in it and knowing that there's a cleansing that's happening, and we're alive. We're alive on this earth right now to witness this. We're going to make it through this. We're going to make it through this. So, and this is, you know, it's just, you know, starting right now. But, you know, it's really a test of faith. It's really a test of faith. You know, I've been sharing the other day, I share about my journey. My journey is just like a lot of you, you know, and we call things how it is. You know, I get sick and tired. You can say all of the, I don't really, you know, kind of think about it, you know, but then when you get back into it again, like how many trauma events I actually lived through in my life. And it's what, again, this was the time period that we were, you know, born in. But when you survive all of these things, when you make it through all of these things, and you get to the other side, it's really training you. It's refining you. You're being refined in the fire. It's the Holy Spirit fire. It's blazing light, warriors. So that's where we are. We glitched the chat again. I got another device here. In the meantime, I don't like to give dead time, but I'm trying to see the chat as everyone is. I got you on the other device. No, it's wild. There's so many glitches that are going on. This is a cleansing moment. It's a time to perform at our finest. So yeah, I see the chat. Beautiful, beautiful people that are here right now. We have to stay focused through the storm. Have faith in God. Don't put faith in people. Put faith in God. And you have to have discernment. You have to start feeling what's really, because you are going to be terrified. And again, I didn't know this years ago either. And you hear this person and that person, but then when you start thinking about it, you say, Hey, wait a minute. They might be doing this stuff on purpose. Hey, wait a minute. You ever do, hey, wait a minute? You can write, hey, wait a minute, ... Hey, wait a minute. So before we get off, let's do a very powerful prayer for our people, the pockets of the new earth. Right now, we have protection for all of the people. And we ask Almighty God to slow down this storm, to keep the people protected, to keep their homes protected. Allow the cleansing, allow the rain to wash away the negativity. But protect our people. It's a very interesting time period. We have a lot of things, but it's really restoring the energy grid. It's restoring the world. We're living through the storm. We go through it within ourselves, the micro and the macrocosm. And a lot of you might have felt a shaking in the past week. Well, our bodies are picking up on this. So it's time to rise and perform at our finest. And we'll make it through. We'll make it through. It's really coming down right now. It's really coming down. Yeah, it's an interesting time, but I really appreciate you all. You know, it's for me. You might be an empath. You know, as we get to the end of this, it's important to exercise and you know, I go to the beach, go out, ground in nature really helps. You know, I want everyone to be able to, you know, so many people are empathic. I talk to a lot of my friends in the gym about this. A lot of them had to overcome alcoholism, right? A lot of people are sensitive. They're trying to numb all this. It's a very dense world. So I'm trying to encourage people, you know, the grounding, going in nature, spending time alone, the meditation, it really helps. But at a time like this, I'm feeling everyone. The gym is closed. I obviously can't go to the beach right now. You know, so it's a time period where we have to now go deep within. You know, really stay focused and allowing things. I talk about things that I've been eating. I also speak about the very powerful solar flares that we have. But during a time period, say you want to ground a little bit more, I went to the store. I got all these potatoes. I've been eating the potatoes. You know, a lot of potatoes. Potatoes actually really help with the grounding. And you have to start listening to yourself. Don't eat food because someone on a social media said, "Oh, this is the cool thing to do to be ultra spiritual." Nah, start listening to yourself. Hit the like button if that resonates with you. Such an important message today. We're getting it all out today. The storm is squeezing it all out. We're squeezing out every last drop. So I really do appreciate you all. I'm grateful for your prayers. We're praying for our brothers and sisters, especially on the coastlines. Let's keep them protected. And let's raise awareness. Let's put an end to this. Let's live in a world where the actual people are getting actual services from the actual systems. That's the world we have to live in. Once again, let's live in a world where real people are getting actual services from the actual systems, and let's make the world a better place. If today's message resonates with you, why don't you hit the like button? Hit the subscribe button. We have daily videos 9 a.m. Eastern time to help you become the greatest version of yourself. Let's improve physically, mentally, and spiritually, even if it's only 1% per day. Let's get back into balance. Let's get back into alignment. Let's get on the highest timeline, and let's embrace the highest version of ourselves. I love you all. We have Facebook, TikTok, Patreon. The links are in the description. I'm so grateful for the connections, the collaborations, because we are a community. Let's all come together. Let's share. There's going to be more posts today. I love you all. Keep going, kid.